How are you? Greetings. Go ahead and open up the chat. On divine gratitude to the universal force of life, love, prosperity, truth, and healing. Let's take some inhalations. Let's go ahead and take some inhalations. So inhale deep. Ready? Inhale. Hold that breath. Exhale, release slowly. 2 more. Ready? Inhale deep. Hold that breath. Exhale, release slowly. Again, we're going to inhale from our core. So inhale deep. Exhale, release slowly. Now, if you like, you can go ahead and do a mudra. Of course, you can do your root chakra if you choose to. So, of course, the root chakra, we're doing this here. Oftentimes, it's also done like this, but the palms are faced up towards the sky. You want to make sure that you are inhaling deeply. So, from the core, give yourself that quiet space. Put on that 432 hertz. And just allow yourself to sit in that place of your own divination. So I'm going to do a little bit. I was just led, okay? Some of you, of course, have been following me and enjoy my intuitive reads. I've been away for a hot minute, but I'm back. But I was led to definitely do a more open intuitive read, just what the energies are doing and around us all. If anything resonates with you, I would appreciate you putting a bell in the chat. You know I love my bell. But the bell is not just for sounding alarm, but it's also a spiritual tool. So we want to make sure that we enter and understand when we are, or when you see me using the bell, it is just opening up the passage and portal ways, whether it be from north to south or east to west, the depth of it surrounding us from our inner workings. So the divine source that works in all of us. So in all of us, through all of us, to all of us, by all of us. I'm talking about a collective consciousness. So I so appreciate all of you guys coming back. Some of you guys I haven't seen for a hot minute. And some are tapping into me or with me when we are going live on Saturday. So we also keep that energetic flow as far as our body is concerned. Okay? Because our body needs that type of work as well. So our physical, mental, and spiritual body have to be aligned. Greetings, beloved. How are you? I am so pleased to see you in the chat as well. Is that, how do you say that? Malik, I believe it says Malik. What's the front of it? Moon? I can barely see that. It's so little. So pardon me if I mess up that name, honey. But I can see it says Malik. So most definitely, greetings, Malik. I'm glad that you have joined us as well. Hello. Is that Noah? I'm hoping that's Noah. Greetings, Noah. Greetings. All right, beloved, as I said before, I'm just kind of just being led. Just allow this divine source to lead me. There's a lot that is going on in people's hearts, their minds. Okay, and as those of you that have been with me before, you know, all of these are just spiritual tools. Okay, they're tools. All of these things are tools. Just allowing us to tap into source. So a seven card spread in regards to what is and Ooh, already, honey. Ooh, look at that. We got healing. That's the first card that is coming out of the deck. So I can, there's a lot is going on here. I mean, first of all, just take a look at that. That is a frog, okay? Frog in many areas and many religions or spiritual practices. More importantly, the frog is that symbol of that green, okay, that harvest area, the birthing and moving. It's also very similar to, if you go to Kemetic practices, the Kepar, the sacred beetle, okay. So this is definitely something we all are needing at this very time, to be able to heal thyself, okay. Definitely healing thyself. As I've said, okay. But look at that. So we got fear here. What is it that we're fearing? And I can speak for my own self. Oftentimes, before you can heal, and before I could heal, I had to face the fear. What is that part that you are fearing? Clearly, there's a shark there. Now, I'll jump off a subject for a minute. I am a Piscean. Okay, so y'all see my fish, my fins. And most people think that, you know, Pisceans are all, oh, they're so sweet, or they're just off in air. A matured, healed Piscean will turn into a shark, honey. We will be your fear if you come for us. But the biggest thing I want all of us to enter and understand before we can get to that healing, hello, we got to face our fear. So most importantly, you have to be able to own your totality, which helps you face your fear, whatever that is. Greetings, beloved. I thank you so much. Welcome to the chat. I'm just going to do an intuitive spread, 7 cards, okay? Just 7 cards. And if I need to cross energy, I definitely will. Maybe someone in the viewing audience in the chat, their energy will be very strong, so I'll go ahead and address that accordingly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, honey. That beauty comes from the inside out. Trust and believe. I know we all can put this together, okay? We all can put it together. We all put it together in different ways, but I appreciate you saying so. All right, so look at this. Wow, along with the star card. But we have, what is that there? You see that? Energy. All right, so we have energy. How many of us need this? How many of us need this right now? Like, real talk. Okay, we're going to go align all of the cards as we keep going. So, of course, we came out first with healing. The fear card. And you know, with, let's keep it 100. If you have fear, if you're dealing with fear, okay, whatever that may be, and it can be a thought. It doesn't have to be a physical person. That literally can be your thought. It's going to take over your energy. You're going to feel weak, tired, depressed, so on and so forth, okay? So on and so forth. Now, I always tell people, especially, ooh, there we go. Come on, baby, come on. Let's see where it is. It flipped over. Ooh, look at that. Intuitively, it means this, beloved. So we're tapping into divine source, okay? The divine source that works in me, that works in you. It works in me, through me, to me, by me, and for me. That's the same thing it does for you. So when you're watching, whether it be me or anyone else, you need to take those deep breaths, inhale deep, tap into source, because the cards are going to speak to your situation based on how well you tune in, okay? So most definitely, now we've gone to protection. Again, we're going to do a 7-card spread and watch how it folds out. And then you want to apply that discipline to your own self, okay? So energy, we went into protection. All right, divine source, tell us greetings. Hello, beloveds. I have so missed you as well. I've missed you. Got a couple phones going. All right. So the question is, what is it that we need protection from? Um, Oftentimes that can be protection from ourselves. Okay, that can be protection from ourselves. Okay, some of us need protection from ourselves. Oftentimes we don't think so. And it's like, why do I need protection for myself? Because you self-sabotaging. Because you dealing with the same old mindset, mediocrity. Okay, so where's that protection coming from? Funny, most definitely. All right, let's see what else we got to say. What else is the intuitive divine source based on those that are tapping in to this reading right now? What else is needed? We said a 7-card trap. Yes, 7 cards. So from healing to fear, that will tap into our energy as well as the divine protection. But protection again from what and from whom? Intuitive spread. Allow yourself to tap in. Inhale deep, and this is how I flow as well. Inhale deep and allow the cards to speak to me. Ashe. Wait for it. In the middle of the deck. Look at that. Trust. All right. So that's on our 5th card. So we're dealing with protection and then going into trust. Now look at this. Now we're talking about the divine self, and we started with the card of healing. Most of us get on that journey. That healing journey is quite serious. Thank you so much. I appreciate you saying so, beloveds. All right. Tell us what else is there. Divine source that works in us, through us, around us, to us, and by us. So intuitive red. I'm going to go ahead and break it again. And if I need to break, inside, in the center card. Collaborative and collaborate. All right. We're moving through. I know that you guys can't see my cards, so we got 6 cards out already. The 6 cards, for those of you that are just coming in, we started with healing. There was fear, energy, as well as protection, trusting, and collaborate. We have one more card. So yes, one more card in conclusion from the first 7 cards. Now the depth of this is, I see how this vibrates with all of us. And of course, it's going to be different in regards to the different details, because we all are walking out our own perfection, as I call it. Because most people say, oh, well, you want to be perfect. No, my love. We walk out our perfection. We walk out our day-to-day life. And if your day-to-day life is saying that you need to do X, Y, and Z, then you need to do X, Y, and Z that is good for you. You don't want to step on somebody else's altar. You don't want to think that just because you're doing it a certain way, that the person next to you needs to do it exactly that way too. That's where we get up entangled with someone else's life purpose and path. All right, so one more card for this particular session. Oop. Okay, Source, I said one more card. Okay, we're going to do this again. Okay, when cards come out like this, that's a lot of interest or a lot of intuitiveness that's popping. So whomever is in the chat. Oop, there we go. Look at that. Power. All right, beloved, so let's look at it. Let's look at it carefully here. So we're dealing with healing, all of us. We're dealing with a realm of healing that we all need to take care of. All right, that's the biggest thing. Remember your symbols and likenesses, That's being out in nature. And so with dealing with that particular healing, you know, you won't have to deal with the fear. But how do you get to your healing? But managing your fear, okay? So self-mastery. When you move through that particular fear, and if you don't, of course, you're going to end up creating a stagnant type of energy, so you won't flow, okay? You won't be able to move about. I mean, like, literally, look at that. It's a hummingbird. So you want that particular energy vibrating with you in your day-to-day life. All of this is consciousness, okay? Consciousness, mental consciousness. And in that state, you will have that divine protection. Again, as we said earlier, what is the protection from? Oftentimes, it's not external, protection from external forces. It's our mental. It's our mental mind. Cup yourself, love on yourself, protect yourself here. And with that being said, we moved into trust. So you being able to take care of thyself, okay? Just look here. Protect thyself, all right? Then you walk into this space where you're continuously trusting yourself on your life purpose and path in your journey, okay? On your journey. With that, oftentimes, I always look at intuitive reads as it's almost like you playing chess against yourself, okay? You're walking out your perfection with yourself. So you got to speak to both sides of yourself. And with doing that, you got to work in that collaborative effort, okay? All of these, of course, these are my spirit animal cards. You have to walk in a collaborating effort with yourself. Now, let me break this down to, let's not go outside where, what I would call the spiritual, very high range of mentality. Let's bring it down to, okay, mundane terms. If you don't collaborate with yourself, if you are not able to get up, show up for yourself in your best way possible, beloved, you will fall back. Okay? That's facts. You will fall back. Where's the card at? You will fall back into that fear. Oftentimes, the mental state of where we're at keeps us in this fear. So we never come to a point where we're able to stand on our own efforts and be collective with ourselves. Beautiful, absolutely. Still keep your glasses off with your energy. Okay, collaborative effort with thyself so you can stand in your own power, okay? The realm, you'll be able to stand in your own power. Most of us that have been with me, and I do divination work with the members, I always talk about standing on your square and being seated on your throne and ruling by the mental mind. Again, I love my decks. I love my sacred tools. The depth is, though, these things are for our practicality purposes. When you start to operate with them for yourself, whether you're watching me or someone else, it is for you to intuitively tap into yourself, your source, the way that you would operate and move, okay? Definitely. Now, I did want to do something else. I don't know how many of you actually deal with sacred ancestral money. And I'm going to just show you a little bit. Okay. So, ancestral money. Okay. Ancestral money. Ancestral money. Okay. The reason I show you this ancestral money, because of course we go through a lot of moon energy. We go through just times when we actually just feel like, okay, I'm feeling a certain way. How can I release certain things? I'm wanting a certain thing in my life. I have, for myself, as well as the members that I've assisted in their divination work, have taught them about ancestral money. So for instance, like we just did a spread, right? We just did a seven card intuitive spread, opening the platform so the divine energies that work in us, through us, to us, for us, and by us would open up a base of realm. What you do is you take this particular base of realm, these are tools. You tap into yourself, so you have to do the shadow work, okay? By the way, I love the way these cards look. This is so me, okay? So me, so shadow work, all that. You take those things, and then you take your ancestral money. You take the ancestral money and you will write on this. Now, I know this will make this video much longer, but you let me know in the chat if you want me to go deeper into this, using the ancestral money, taking time to sit at your altar and doing the burning, doing, as I've said before, doing your journaling, making sure that you're journaling. All of these cards, I would like to say that it's going to resonate with all of us differently, okay? That is of importance that you hold, because we're in a certain space right now. I don't know where you're watching me from. You could be in your room, in the office, in your car, that sort of thing. You want to make sure that you stand on your square, being seated on your throne and rule by here, so you can heal thyself. You can stay away from that fear, so your energy could move about where all of that protection will be quite clear. Look at that, okay? You'll be able to trust thyself, and that is the biggest thing with all of us. Trusting ourselves. We get so comfortable in the mediocrity state, or that particular tool that we picked up beforehand that we needed because of the place that we were in our lives. We hold on to it when you're moving into a new dimension of time and space right now. And being able to trust thyself, it's a collaborative effort with thyself, okay? It's a collaborating effort with thyself, so you can stand in your power. Definitely stand in your power, okay? This is something that again, it's me, it's you, it's all of us. So no matter what's happening externally, we got to be able to heal ourselves, to be able to face that particular fear, to be able to move in our energy and stay clear. And when you do that, your energy will stay clear. You'll become a channel for yourself. You'll become a protector of yourself. You came in this world by yourself, okay? You're going to leave solely by yourself. So you came in by yourself, so there's that part of you that has to take care of yourself. And with doing that, you're going to continuously trust yourself. You're going to have that collaborative effort with yourself. So even when you don't feel like getting out of the bed in the rising, beloved, you're going to say, no, I need to get myself up, which will help you stand in your power. I truly appreciate you. I appreciate you. I'm seeing airports. Oh my God. Oh, okay. There's a lot of evidence of. There's a lot of evidence of what we were just speaking about, or even what the cards are saying, because there are so many distractions going on. Some of the distractions, we would like to say, oftentimes in our tarot deck, just open up in the tarot deck, we would call that a tower moment, okay? So in our normal tarot deck, it's called a tower moment. So very much what you're talking about in regards to the airports and devastation and things of this sort, we're seeing that. But we're also seeing a time where the matriarch, she's rising, okay? The matriarch is rising, but in regards to the matriarch rising, hello, she's one that also would need to heal. She needs to heal. She needs to face her fear. Okay? She needs to stand in that so she can have that energetic power, that energetic flow, and be able to protect those that she holds near. And in doing that, that is definitely facing your fear. That is one of those things that you have to face your fear. And with you trusting yourself, which most of us, we don't trust ourselves. That's something that you have to do with your shadow work. So again, beloveds, I want to invite you, okay? Seriously, invite you to a place of peace within the self, okay? peace within the self, and stay very, very clear. All right. Again, heal so you can stay away from that fear. Allow that energy flow, which helps you protect thyself. Okay. And you will trust thyself. The trust, okay, is here. Collaborative effort, okay, with yourself, because all of this is about us. That's about you. So you can stand in your power. All right? Stand in your power. Stand on your square. Everything that floats back or floats out of you will float back to you. Do let me know again about the ancestral money. We'll do some videos about that, or just open conversation about that. So maybe that we will have it in a time and space based on the comments in the chat in regards to doing a video for our burning and our offering. Most of us know about shadow work. For those that don't, you will definitely get some insight of with us doing the videos for that. So I want to appreciate you by saying all divine gratitude to the universal force of life, love, divine protection, healing, and prosperity for you owning your own identity and totality. All right, so you can walk through your sacred space, okay? Your sacred space, not just your physical space where you live, the environment. Though that's important, your sacred space is here. It's connected to here, the heart, all right? Everything that is external of thee also is a reflection of thee. So if you don't like something that's in front of you, you do your best to tap in with source. So you do that with that breath work. So as we started, you inhaling deeply right from the core. Take that time to exhale, release slowly. Put on those Hertz music. Give yourself something that just is energy work, okay? Just energy work. No words attached to it, just energy work. All right, if you know anybody that does Reiki, things of this sort, these are the type of things that you need to do in these times, especially with all of the different distractions going on. So my advice is, no matter if you're watching me or someone else, taking spiritual notes, because that's what I always tell people, it's definitely spiritual note time, okay? You do that, write it in your journal. Remember your book when it comes to like dreaming. Write things down, even if it sounds weird. You know what I mean? Like it's a weird thing, but trust and believe it's subconscious. And so if your subconscious is telling you certain things, you got to pay attention to it. Maybe it doesn't sound clear to you right now. However, it will work in your favor, okay? If you write those things down, you'll be able to sit down with those notes that you've made, even half sleepy and all that, and take that time, and you'll be able to go back and trace over the different areas, and you'll see it. You'll see the outcome. I've done it for me, and I've done it with other people, to be able to interpret your dreams, which is another thing that we would be able to discuss. So I want to make this clear. I am Empress Yamaya HP. So I've done the spiritual work, not just for myself, but also on behalf of other people. And I definitely enter and understand when we're talking about different things as far as religion and practice. I've had to sit and sup and enter and understand those things as well, and how all of it ties back to spirituality. I owe divine gratitude to you guys. My last thing of this particular session, and I say session because this is us breaking bread, is to remember about your healing, okay? Remember the healing. Be mindful of that. Staying away from fear, and that can be group consciousness fear, okay? Because the news is playing, all right? So you can tap in and stay focused with that divine energy. Being able to protect thyself up here, so you can trust the self. Moving in a collaborative moving in a collaborative way with yourself, as I always say, me, myself, and I, so you can stand in your power. You can stand on your square, be seated on your throne, and rule from your mentality and mind, heart space, and on time. All divine gratitude, beloveds. Besito Grande, I so appreciate you guys for being here with me. I trust and believe that it is servicing your highest good. All may not fall down when you hear or listen, but if you allow yourself to hear, which means you'll hear with your heart, it'll minister to you in due season. I'm Empress Yamaya. Ciao for now, beloveds. I'll see you again soon.